Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined with the two OGs of Wise Take. We got Patio Joe. You can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. That's REF, writer of Straight Cash, homie, our Cash Game Baseball article. And he's really so much more. And of course, then we got Paulie D, better known as Paulie 8Ds to me. You can find him on Twitter at Paulie DD. That's 8 Ds, hence Paulie 8Ds. And Paulie, of course, writes our Palm Trees and GPPs article, repping us out from Florida, man. Gentlemen, how we doing tonight, man? How was your Labor Day holiday weekends going?
I'm on the patio right now, just chilling. There's a decent breeze. It's not too hot, so I'm happy.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, change of scenery. It's nice to change it up every once in a while. Paulie, how's your weekend going, brother?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Just chilling. I actually didn't even play DFS today. Just barbecued, hung out with some friends, and all good. Just waiting for football, man. Cannot wait. Wait.
Hey, Paulie, when was the last time you didn't play DFS for a day?
It was a long time, man. It was a real long. Actually, the day before the live final, I didn't play because I was.
I know.
I was with Tommy G. But other than that, it was a long time. It's been a long time. But like baseball, even though like my article's still been hitting, like I haven't won anything big in a minute. If anything, it's been like min cashes. I actually had like a heartbreaking loss like a couple days ago. I didn't even tell you guys. It was like late at night. I was like up high in the tournament, and Brandon Crawford hit a fucking home run in the ninth, and it put me into fucking second place for like $1,500. And then they reviewed it, like the kid, like a guy in the stands, caught it right like on the foul pole. It was gone, and they fucking called it a double. The next day, the MLB came out and said it was a mistake and it should have been a home run. But that switch like knocked me back down to like $300. Yeah, it was heartbreaking, So like I don't know, I just like I'm kind of done with baseball. Like I've been playing just to like keep up with the advice we've been given, but I'm just like locked into football. I've done so much research. I cannot wait for football.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we're all excited. Everybody on the team. And a matter of fact, like let's take a second just to let everybody know the kinds of things. Let's let them know about the NFL package. We did release it a little on the later side as we were gathering everything together, but it's a pretty sick package, especially when you consider the fact like all the content we're gonna have, man. And it's only once a week football game, so it's like you're getting content throughout that. Like, you'll be set. But if you subscribe to the packages, you get $75 for the year, for the season, I should say, for the full football season. Or you can pay $20 a month. So it's a significant savings. Like you want to do it now, the full package, you'll save your money. We do have a promo code you can use. If you check out the Twitter and Facebook, we have a couple promo codes you can look up there. Of course, you can always use promo code, I think it's #HoodyHoo. That's the promo code. And you can save yourself 10% right there. But yeah, man, some of the things we're offering, obviously, we're going to have Joe. Joe is going to be writing the cash game articles for FanDuel. And we're going to have Q's doing it up for DraftKings because the pricing is significantly different. The rules are different. For instance, in FanDuel, you have to have a kicker. That's obviously a tough one. And then for GPPs, man, we got Paulie D. We got various writers coming on board with us that's going to chip in. And the thing I'm most excited about, I got to give Paulie the credit. This was Paulie's idea, but the expert rankings that we're going to put out, top 5, each position updated weekly. And we have like a good amount of people. Galsop's getting in on it. Obviously, both of you guys. I'm gonna get on it. Cuse is gonna get on it. And so like, I think that's gonna be an awesome feature. It's not salaries, nothing. It's just top 5 recency bias lately. That right now who's killing it, and then matchup based. Tell me what your top 5 rankings are for each position. Those will be updated weekly by Thursday, so that you're ready to go by Thursday morning, so that you're ready to go for your slates. We're gonna have the Wise streams pre-lock on Sunday mornings. We're still working on what time slot we're gonna go in, but obviously the members, you guys will know. We're very, you can find us in the chat. The chat alone, man. there's people our baseball package, like the chat alone was probably worth the money, man. You can't, there's countless times when you have all these guys with you guys in there, you got Cuse and Gauss, all these guys in there at the same time, and everybody's just fire coming out of everybody's keyboard. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited, guys, and like, you know, I know that you guys are pumped, man. We've been talking preparedness. We got Eric, man, what he like to call himself, the data degenerate. We got him in the labs, man. He built us he's gonna have FanDuel, DraftKings projections separately for both, and of course, we're gonna offer something different, an advanced stat sheet as well. The models are up there functioning even better than they were for baseball. They're very easy to use, downloadable. They're filters. You can separate the slates if you'd like. It's a whole different ball game. We really stepped it up and went all out for this NFL package, and I think that for weeks now, we've been kind of like, you know, trying to going with the grind of baseball. But I think for weeks now, we've had our eyes on week 1, man. I think it's pretty obvious. But I'm excited, guys, and I know you are too.
Yeah. I know this, that like, even if, also, guys, if you don't see us on maybe the premium live stream before lock, because on the West Coast, it's kind of early. So hopefully I might be doing some Saturday nights preview shows, hopefully with CK or Paulie D, so I can give you my better take as it comes up into before lineup lock just on Saturday night. And I'll try and come on Sunday sometimes, but definitely on Saturdays I'm going to try and do something for you because I obviously, now that I have the capabilities to record, we're good. So. But yeah, I want to be focusing a lot on wide receiver cornerback matchups. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to be having you guys, maybe hopefully telling you guys on Saturday night, this is where we got to take advantage of this cornerback today. You know, that's and when it comes to NFL DFS, like you have to learn, like, watch who just got cut. Like, there's a lot of guys who got cut. Like, go back. There's some secondaries that are just so depleted right now, and you have to take advantage of that. Because, you know, get a guy, that's where you find your value in football, because you got your slot guy who's 5,500 that's going to be paired up against a piece of shit corner, and he's going to get 10 targets. So
absolutely,
that's what you got to find.
There's so much to football: correlations, matchups, in-game matchup. You might have a great defense, but a terrible corner on a good receiver, like, you know. But I love how you get the full week to kind of prepare for it. You know, it's not like any of the other sports that's daily grind. It's, you know the game, the spreads come out Sunday night. You got a whole week to prepare. You know, there's a handful of injuries that may have impact, but, you know, you can build a lineup Friday night and not change it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like that aspect.
Oh yeah, man. It's a whole different beast. It's a whole different beast. We got a lot of great things to offer, guys. So if you're not already, those of you, again, the members who are with us through baseball, as long as you keep that monthly package, you're grandfathered in, you're good. You get access to any sport that we offer. But we no longer offer that going forward. So if you're not on board yet, I recommend you hop on, because the Wise Take train is rolling. And shout out to Woo Chef, bro. One of our members, Woo Chef, man. Dude's been red hot, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like I got to shout him out real quick. You know, he's been holding it down, putting the mouths up top. So that's what we like to see. Oh, you know what? It's funny. I forgot to mention Wednesday night, guys. So those of you listening, you're obviously listening to the live version with us now. Wednesday night, we are going to do the first live edition of the NFL podcast. It's going to be super exciting. We're going to do it live free. We're going to do it just like this. We're going to probably try to do it a little bit earlier because I think the salaries are already out, so we don't have to do it so late. But stay tuned. Make sure you check back with us. Follow the Wise Take Twitter at @wise_take. If you're on Facebook, like the Wise Take Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Wise Take. Very easy. But yeah, on Wednesday night, we're going to do a live stream for football, breaking down week 1. And of course, if you're a member, you'll start getting the football content this week, obviously, because it's week 1 now. All right, guys. So now that we're all salivating over the week 1 lineup builds, it's time to talk about some baseball, because it is Labor Day, big baseball day. And huge. we have a huge slate. well, not really. Yeah. We have two mediocre size slates, but
the DraftKings slate's 9 games, so that's games. A great size for me.
That's where we're going to start.
FanDuel. Just keep adding negatives to your box and make people just move their money over to DraftKings.
I don't know when's the last time I played on FanDuel, but I will be playing football on FanDuel. I do like their tournaments.
It was probably after you probably stopped right after the final. Yeah, I think that's when the last time you played because you went all to DK after you were trying to qualify for something else. I think.
Yeah. And also the Kluber fiasco. It was kind of a fiasco. It ended up the final, like realistically, with their pricing of Kluber and everything. It was kind of a mess because.
Yeah. I mean, FanDuel's pricing has been so soft all year. Yeah. It's like, you run into all the same lineups in any larger tournament. You know, like DraftKings with the 2 pitchers, it just like. It really, really like allows for a lot of differentiation. So
it makes you think. It makes you think harder. Like in FanDuel, like guys don't like. Why wouldn't you play X player? He's affordable. On DraftKings, you got to think about it.
For sale at 10-5. That's just it's automatic.
Yeah, you're gonna play him.
Every lineup's got Chris Sale. Like 50% of them. It's just like I don't know. I feel like. The skilled players get rewarded more on DraftKings because you have to, the skill really comes into it a lot more.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. I definitely agree. All right, guys. So we're gonna cover the 1 o'clock games. We're gonna take this from DraftKings point because they're the ones that got it right. Obviously, this is the reason you got late swap. But you know what? FanDuel is new to late swap, so I guess if they tried it the one day they got it right. They had like an early slate, and they usually would have separated it. They got it right, and then they just went right back to their dirty ways, bro.
Real quick before we jump in, let's just real quick talk about the standings in baseball because that really matters in September.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And so like I actually wasn't aware how many just the American League wild card race is so wide open. Literally, so like right now, Boston, Cleveland, Houston are winning their divisions and pretty safely in the playoffs. I guess Boston, Yankees are like 4 games behind them. They could catch them, but they'll probably still catch a wild card. But right now, the Yankees in Minnesota have the wild card in the American League, but Baltimore and the Angels are 1.5 out. Seattle's 2.5. Texas is 3. KC's 3.5, and Tampa Bay's 4 games out. Literally, the entire American League, outside of Toronto, Detroit, Oakland, and the White Sox, is still in the race. So most of those American League teams are still going to be playing hard. They're not going to be giving up. Just you'll expect some closer games. Like. Guys won't be like pulled in blowouts and things like that. It's just like something to take notice, So like outside of those Blue Jays, Tigers, Oakland, and White Sox, everyone's in the race. And then in the National League, we got the Nationals, Cubs, and Dodgers leading their divisions. And then 2 West teams, the Diamondbacks and Rockies, are leading the wild card. And then we have probably 3 teams that are still fighting. Milwaukee is a half game out. St. Louis is 3 games out, and the Marlins, who've been coming on, are still 5 games out of the wild card. But you can tell that team's trying to make it. Like they've been hot, they've been riding it, and they're not giving up. So the National League, there's a couple more teams that are out. You got the Pirates, the I wanted to say Chargers, the San Diego Padres, the Atlanta Braves, the Mets, the Reds, San Francisco, and Philly that are totally out of it. You'll probably see lineups with, youth being brought up and, guys that are older resting a little bit more. You might find more strikeouts in those lineups. You might find them giving up if they get down early. So, in the National League, you probably want to target pitching a little bit more against some of these teams that are out of it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. It's funny you say that because I find that even myself, I get caught up in the everyday grind of DFS that at time to time I kind of forget to look at those things. And when the Angels started making those moves and got up down, I was like, why? And then I realized, I was like, oh shit, they're in this. I was like, what I mean?
Game and a half out of the wild card.
Yeah, but I would have never thought. I just look at the Angels, I'm like, they suck. Like, I don't even think about it. Yep. And then it's like, oh shit, they're very much in this right now. Yep. And then things just made more sense after that. But great point, Paulie. Definitely a great point. With that said, man, let's hit this first game here. It's a 1 o'clock game. We got Chase Anderson of the Milwaukee Brewers visiting Homer Bailey of the Cincinnati Reds. Patio Joe, you're up first.
Yeah, okay, so this is going to be a game you're going to want to look at. First off, you got Homer Bailey, who's always inclined to be giving up about 20 home runs a game, especially to lefties. So you got Thames, Walker, Shaw, Stephen Vogt, I like too. And then on the other side, I think that you can attack Chase Anderson also with some. The Reds play better at home as it is, so I like the lefties again. Scooter, Votto, Hamilton. Look if you see if Chase Anderson gives up a lot of stolen bases tomorrow. That'd be a good thing. I like Hamilton even more than Schebler would be good. But yeah, this is a game definitely you want to look at tomorrow if you're playing on DraftKings.
Yeah, for sure. Paulie, what you got here, bro?
Yeah, I agree. Although the Brewers strike out a ton, Homer Bailey's not a guy I'm going to use on this slate. And, he doesn't have any recent numbers that, put him on my radar. And it's the same thing for Anderson. He really has not been doing very well lately. He's actually a guy I'm more interested in targeting than Bailey. So some Reds bats are definitely in play, lefties and righties, preferably the lefties, but you don't have to fade the righties against Chase Anderson. And, some Brewers could definitely be in play, but I'm less interested in them. Not that I would pitch Homer Bailey in Cincinnati against them, but I could just see him not getting totally destroyed. I'm more interested in the Reds bats.
It's funny because I think when Homer Bailey first came around, probably like you were one of the first ones that was like trying to remind everybody, like, yo, remember, like this guy wasn't all that bad initially. Like you were saying, he's gonna take him a while to come back because he was out for so long. But you said like this guy isn't like he's not gonna be so terrible because he was kind of good at one point. He was kind of like, and we've seen flashes of that. Like for the most part, like you said, you're not rushing to play the dude. It's not like that, especially not in Cincinnati in these hitting conditions. But at the same time, it's like you kind of just like, all right, I'm not gonna fall for this guy like too much. It's like I'm not gonna like pick on him all that much, especially not with a team inconsistent like the Brewers.
Brewers have been really struggling, man. Like they haven't had any like monster big games in a long time. A lot of their bats are cold.
Right.
Thames, like he came on like gangbusters, but I think the league's kind of figured him out. Like he may get a home run here or there, but it's not like what he was doing in April, and then Braun's just been dead.
Oh, he's been
the only guys like Domingo Santana's been pretty hot lately. Mm-hmm. And who's that like third base outfield guy that I like on the Brewers?
Third base.
Hernan Perez. Perez. If Hernan Perez gets a favorable spot in the lineup, he'd be like a one-off from Milwaukee I could play because he's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, what about? I'm looking at DraftKings prices because obviously FanDuel doesn't have this as part of their early state, but Vogt on DraftKings. I know he's been kind of cold, but he's $3K. He's real cheap.
Yeah.
Real cheap.
Yep. Definitely Vogt or Hernan Perez are probably the only ones I'd really be interested in.
Gotcha.
Did FanDuel like give like their employees like, oh, we'll give you an extra hour to sleep tomorrow, so don't play that don't play that morning slate. God, 1 o'clock games. Jeez.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something going on over there. There must be somebody that's like playing at a ridiculous volume that says to them like, I don't want you doing that. Like they're just I mean, I don't know, like why I don't get it. I feel like they've gotten enough flack for doing that already. You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they tried it a couple days ago, so obviously they got enough feedback that they felt like they had to try it. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe there's somebody with deep pockets telling them, hey, no, I don't like that.
I want smaller slates.
Maybe. Yeah. I just like, I want the slates to start closer together. I don't like waiting. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, man. But DraftKings is just raking, whatever. Jake Junis of the Kansas City Royals visiting Artie Lewicki? Lewicki. Joe, go for it, brother.
Artie Lewicki has a extensive history in the major leagues. I mean, I looked him up, and the amount of innings that he's thrown has just been staggering. That I couldn't even find him. No, this is what you get in September. You get some guy named Artie Lewicki. Seems like somebody that you would meet at like a bar mitzvah or something. Oh, here's Audie. Here's Artie Lewicki. Oh, you remember Audie? So, and he's facing this Royals team that it's 20-mile-an-hour winds like blowing left field. It's weird. So the winds are going to be weird tomorrow. And Jake Junis
out to left.
No, it's like
crosswind.
It's like from that. It's a crosswind from first base to third base. It's weird.
Okay.
Right, left to right. or right to left. I'm sorry. So, I think you can attack him. I mean, what do we know about him? The other guy, Junis, he hasn't lit up anything either, but the Tigers aren't that lineup is just amazingly bad. So, I'm going to stay off him. I don't think I'm going to pick Junis. Like today, I feel like you could just attack Detroit with decent pitchers, but not tomorrow, but maybe some Royals.
Okay. Paulie, what you think, man?
I think Junis is in play. Like Joe said, Detroit has thrown in the towel. Their lineup's looking real ugly. And we've seen some K upside with this Junis guy. He struck out 8 Rays, 7 Rockies, 7 Seattle Mariners in his last 5 starts. He's had 4 good performances with 1 bad one against Cleveland in there. And, he's a pitcher that's got some potential down the road. At 7,900 on DraftKings, I think he works well as an SP2. And, we're just streaming against Detroit. So I think he's in play. I don't know if he's, like, my top pitcher or top 2, but somebody that I'm interested in. This is, really my first look on this slate. But he's the guy that I'll put in the pitchers that I'll be considering list.
I gotcha. No, I'm with you, man. We've seen...
and then you got to consider the Royals bats, too. A guy making his debut that nobody's heard of. I'll dive into him a little bit overnight and, let you know in the morning how much I think we should play the Royals bats. But I would think some of the lefty bats are in play here, maybe like a Hosmer or Moustakas. And, maybe even the righties, maybe like Whit Merrifield and Lorenzo Cain. Definitely of interest. And as I dig into what he throws versus what the Royals hit well, we'll let you know in the morning.
Yeah. No, I think it's a nice little analysis there. You just got done talking about teams and seeing the young guys come up, and I'm looking at the projected lineup, which doesn't mean anything. But Kinsler, Presley, Castellanos, Matuk, Efren Navarro, Jacoby Jones.
There's not even a price for him.
Yep.
Yeah. So that
Junis is in play.
Oh, yeah, no. Especially with that wind, that Joe mentioned. I'm seeing it also, 20 miles an hour blowing right to left. The ball really die in that situation. You know what I mean? It just die.
If he gets a very favorable ump, he will
forget
definitely
about it, yeah.
One of the more interesting pitchers for me.
Yeah. I hear you. All right, here we go. Mark Leiter of the Philadelphia Phillies visiting Rafael Montero of my pathetic New York Mets. Go ahead, Joe.
Montero's coming off of a complete game. Am I correct? A shutout, right?
Yeah, the best game of his career, dude.
Yeah. So I think people are gonna want to, recency bias. They're gonna like him.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to fade him tomorrow, and we need to go either with the Phillies on the other side, because kind of like today, I'm starting to learn that sometimes when the pitchers like Mike Fiers are the chalk of the day, maybe you should take the day off. So. And he shitted on himself too. But Q's is saying Montero's is his favorite GPP. Like I said, I think, let's say game theory wise, I want to fade him just because he's been crap all year up until this last start. So, what makes you think, I think that you can go with Hoskins or Williams or some guys like that. And then on the other side, Leiter, nah, man, I ain't into that either, even though the Mets are terrible.
What you think, Paulie?
For me, Mark Leiter's definitely in play. This guy's got K ability. He struck out. I'm just going to pull up his logs because he's quietly been pitching really, really well, and against a terrible offense in a good park. If he were to get a good umpire, he'd be another guy I'd be really interested in. He struck out 6 Braves in his last start, 5 Marlins, 7 Mets, 9 Rockies, 5 Pittsburgh Pirates, 6 Mariners. Some of these teams are not known for striking out, and he's still getting the Ks. And he's been pitching deeper into games. I do think the Philly bats will get to Montero just a bit. And if Montero is very, very chalky tomorrow, then I think some Philly leverage against him is a smart way to attack the slate. But Mark Leiter is a guy I'm definitely interested in, and Montero is not. But I may not pick on Montero either. I think he's actually, last week, was a ceiling game for him. But I actually, touted him that day and thought he's been a little bit better than people are giving him credit for. He's one of the Mets' top pitching prospects. And if he had any kind of like run support, then maybe he'd be viable. But there's just very little chance he gets the win. The bullpen behind him is terrible. So even if he does have a decent start, if he doesn't go the whole distance, he's just always at risk. And so some of these Phillies bats have been hot lately. So definitely in on Mark Leiter. He's like a Jake Junis, good ballpark, good team he's facing with K upside and a good price. He's definitely of interest. We'll see the umps tomorrow, and we'll see how bad of a lineup the Mets put out there.
Yeah, man, the Mets lineup is bad. It's really bad. I mean,
yeah, but I mean they spoiled Fires today, and they've been doing that a little bit lately. They've been spoiling guys. Yeah. So it's like they're liking that role, but that won't last very long.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Joe, I like what you said. And Montero, it's a guy that, as a Met fan, I've seen this guy for years. And, like, you're just waiting. He's supposed to be this good pitcher. Just wait. They tried putting him in the bullpen, everything. He finally had that game. And, it was like you said, Joe, I think the people are kind of waiting for him to have that all these years. And now it's like, oh, yeah, he gets the Phillies. All right, Dick, he put up friggin' 60 points every time he plays the Phillies. And it's like, you don't want Montero chalk. Like if Montero is going to be chalk, he is not, like we talk about this, the only chalk pitchers I'll play are elite pitchers. I'll play them as chalk. If they're not elite and they're chalk, it just...
You want no part of that.
You want no part of it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Murphy's Law with those kind of guys. What can go wrong will. It often happens. So I'm definitely with you on that. One thing I want to mention, though, it looks like there could be some wind blowing out about roughly 9 to 10 miles an hour, blowing out to like right center. So I just felt like that was worth mentioning. But I mean, I'm looking here, man. Kevin,
another quick note on Mark Leiter. Last 30 days, 87 mile per hour exit velocity, 18% hard hit rate. That's mega elite stuff. Yeah. So he's interesting.
That is good, and the Mets are still striking out a ton. Morton, they worked Morton's pitch count up there. He only did 5 innings the other day during the doubleheader. He still got 9 strikeouts in those 5 innings.
In 5 innings, I know.
So they're striking out a ton still. Jordan Montgomery of Paulie D's New York Yankees visiting Dylan Bundy, the red hot Dylan Bundy. Tell me about Bundy, Joe.
Yeah, Bundy is like the flavor of the week or month, man. He's been really great. And he is somebody you have to look at tomorrow. This Yankee lineup is coming off Sunday night. I don't know. They might be a little bit tired. Probably not. But who knows? I mean, they're starting at 1:35, and it's 10 o'clock in my time. But and on the other side, Jordan Montgomery, I think, was he making his first start since coming back up from the minors? So Tim Beckham, Jordan Montgomery's a left. Tim Beckham, he's like almost an auto play against lefties. Machado, Scope, Jones. I like this lineup against Montgomery tomorrow. And then Bundy, yep, I'm in. I would definitely be, if I was playing on DraftKings, I would definitely be thinking Bundy tomorrow.
Gotcha. Paulie, what you got, man?
So Bundy may be another guy that gets kind of chalky on this slate because of his price.
For sure.
He's 9,300 on DraftKings, and there's a handful of guys a bit more expensive. And I mean, just the performances, like his last 4 games, he struck out 12 Mariners, went the complete game, 1 hitter. Struck out 8 Oakland Athletics, went 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Faced the Athletics again, struck out 10, went 6 innings, 3 earned runs. And then struck out 10 Angels after 7 innings. So the Angels in Seattle, teams that don't strike out, and you got 10 and 12. And then Oakland, they do strike out. But that's 4 excellent performances in a row. Quality start in 3 out of 4, the win in all 4. His team's been heating up. But I don't know if I'm going to be playing him against the Yankees tomorrow. It's in Baltimore. It's a good park. The Yankees are one of these teams fighting for the wild card. And, their bats have been waking up lately. They're very healthy. And, I'm just Dylan Bundy. He kind of falls into that. I'm not playing him as a chalky guy. So, if in those last 4 starts, he's been super low owned and it's worked out. But I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to go back to the well. I think the Yankees are coming around, and I do not want to pick on them. I just think there's safer options on this slate. And, we'll see. If he gets like a great umpire, I'm not going to say he's out of play because the Yankees do strike out, but I think it comes with a lot of risk. It would be like a tournament-only kind of play. and we'll see what kind of lineup the Yanks are throwing together. But Aaron Judge is hot again, and Gary the Goat's been on fire all second half. Like with the two of them hitting, now we got what's his name back from the DL. He hit a home run in his first game. Matt Holliday, Aaron Hicks is back. Like this is a healthy Yankees team, and I'm not looking to pick on them with a pitcher that is, hasn't been good, but has been good lately in a small ballpark. I think it's a fade for me.
One thing I will say, just to cut in real quick, is it's because somebody asked in the chat, what has he changed? And I thought I read something where he kind of he changed. He got his cutter or something. He did something mechanical with his cutter or his slider, and it's made completely all the difference. So when something like that happens, I take notice.
That's something to notice. I'll dig into that so we have the clear definition on that. If it's a specific pitch, we'll see how the Yankees hit that pitch. I will say that his velocity is not up. It's unchanged in the last 30 days. So it's not that. That's usually where you look, if a pitcher's struggling or, doing well out of nowhere, but that's not the case. So I will dig into that overnight and have a clear, explanation on it tomorrow. But for me, it's a fade, and, I think some of the Yankees' bats could be in play if Bundy is very chalky.
All right.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that statement completely. I'm seeing 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to center, and this is a small park.
And also Baltimore bats are in play, too. Montgomery, this is actually his second start. He got beat around by the Indians last start. I don't think he's fully right. And, there's a bunch of hot bats on that team. Adam Jones, Wellington Castillo, Trumbo's even coming around. Like you said, Tim Beckham and Manny Machado's been on fire. So, there's a good game stack, I think. And, I'm interested in bats on both sides, and neither of the pitchers for me.
Yeah, like I said, man, I think I'm with you on that. I definitely don't want Bundy chalk, man. This isn't the time. He was pitching phenomenal. A lot of that was on the road, too. And not to say that his stuff isn't better. It's obviously he's throwing better stuff. But I just, this situation, like you said, the Yankees are heating up. If Judge is heating up and Gary's been hot, I don't really want to attack that. And to me, the line's a little fishy, man. As good as Bundy's been pitching, I feel like and as bad as Montgomery was on his way out, before Montgomery went down to the minors, he sucked. He was just terrible. And he played some tough teams. He had the Red Sox a couple times, things like that. But, I just think the total's high here, and Bundy's been pitching phenomenal, and the total's still high. So I think that they're expecting runs to be given up on both sides here. So I definitely think I'm with you there.
We'll see what Vegas does tomorrow, too.
I'd like to see which way
the Yankees plummet like Toronto did on Friday from they're at 4-6 now. If they plummet to 3-8, that'll be a different story. But I actually expect line to go up.
Let me ask you, though, if we're talking about Bundy and about his ownership percentage right now, I don't think he's going to be very highly owned, and I think he's a GPP pitcher for sure. Because if you look in DraftKings, look at the other guys around him. You got Bauer against the White Sox. You got Arrieta against the Pirates. You got Martinez versus the Padres. This is all on the main slate. All those guys have better matchups than Bundy does tomorrow.
That's a good point.
But Bundy has an upside. Bundy has an upside, though, to shut them down because of recency bias. I'm not saying he can't. That's my point.
Bundy's 2,100 cheaper than Arrieta and 2,500 cheaper than Martinez.
Okay, but I think
Bauer's there. Bauer's definitely there.
He will be more highly owned because he's more in line for the win for sure because he's facing James Shields.
Yep.
And he's been pitching and he's facing the White Sox. He could strike out 15 tomorrow if he wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I
think Bundy might be a little bit better of a GPP play, if you wanted to, because I think he's way more volatile because he's facing the Yankees, but yet he still has that upside to win you a GPP tomorrow if he goes off.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great point. Well, yeah, honestly, and again, this is nothing with true statistic because every pitcher's different, but I don't like the fact that he's coming off that complete game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just like Montero, too.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't like Montero
Bundy
either.
reminds me of Montero. This is their situations seem eerily similar.
And he threw 116 pitches.
That worries me just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. But you do make a great point, man. That happens a lot. Like I find, like I go through some of these games and like I'm like, oh, I love, I'm not. And then this guy's gonna be popular, and then it's like when you look further down, you're like, oh shit, there's a whole slew of pitchers that I didn't realize that were going right now.
Yeah,
that's a great point, man. Speaking of Trevor Bauer of the Cleveland Indians visiting Big Game James Shields of the Chicago White Sox. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm playing DraftKings tomorrow, he's got to be one of my pitchers for cash. I mean, he's at 8,800. His price is great. Especially with Coors being on the slate, I can't imagine that's a good value on DraftKings. I don't play it that often, but I know enough to where it's like this Bauer's a good value tomorrow facing this White Sox team that, yeah, they hit around Andriese today, which was once again I thought he would do better, but Bauer is a better pitcher than Andriese. He's good in line for the win. I think the thing is that the wind is blowing out 15 miles an hour. That's the only thing that scares me. But on the other side, you got James Shields, bro, and the wind's blowing out 15 miles an hour. Oh my God! Fuck, it's gonna be awesome. So you got the Indians, you got like Ramirez. I think he hit another home run just now.
Two. He went 5-5 today.
Yeah, Did you see one of his home runs? Mickey
both of them
Matuk.
were crazy.
Oh yeah, like bounced off his glove.
Yeah.
He like jumped up and hit it over the fence by accident.
So yeah.
I think Indians bats are going to be chalky on this slate.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
But they got Coors though too.
They were chalky today. They still did their thing.
Were they? They were chalky today.
I mean, not like ridiculous, but Ramirez in the contest I played on FanDuel, Ramirez was like 20-something%, which for him is kind of, he's usually the guy that people usually tend to skip. You know what I mean? Because there was so many good second basemen. There was Altuve, Scope, there was like Dozier, there was a lot of really good second base, and he was actually the one that was like probably more popular than most of them. But he did his thing.
Yeah, I agree.
What like Indians bats would you be interested in then tomorrow?
I would go for Ramirez for sure. I mean, they got They think Bradley Zimmer is going to bat second at 2.4 on FanDuel. I'd be all in on that in cash. And then Lindor, obviously, and then if I had to pick one other one, probably Jay Bruce at 3.5.
Yeah,
that'd be a good option too. Like that's where I would look at. I'd probably skip E5 because you wouldn't be able to fit in all those anyways. So, but. Yeah, that's who I would pick.
One Indian bat that I might play tomorrow is Lonnie Chisenhall.
Yeah, that's the guy I was looking at. Yeah.
And
down low.
Yeah, even they're on the road, so even no matter where he's batting, it'll be fine. But hopefully he's batting like 5th or 6th tomorrow. Like maybe some of these guys will get a day of rest. Zimmer, I just looked at quickly. He struggles versus the cutter. That's like one of Shields' like 30% he throws. So maybe skip over Zimmer. Let me check Jay Ramirez real quick. He doesn't hit the cutter very well either. So maybe Ramirez is a fade because he's going to be super chalky. I don't know. This is interesting. We'll see if there's other batting spots I like better. But my opinion is the Indians are going to be super chalky and they may be a fade. Yeah. James Shields actually. Like, I would never pitch him, but his last 30 days, these numbers are actually really, really attractive. 189 average distance, that's elite, 89 exit velocity, and 20% hard hits. If that's the chalk spot, I'm fading that.
Yeah, man, I get it. What about the White Sox? What do you guys think?
Well, like I said, Bauer, I kind of like Bauer as a pitcher, so
yeah.
That by logic, I wouldn't like the White Sox.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to agree with that. Bauer, you want to pick on with lefties, if anything, and there's not like a single lefty in this lineup that, would attract me. So they're probably a fade for me, and I think Bauer, as long as, they don't happen to be like a lead against the curveball, which is Bauer's top pitch, I'll probably be interested in Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe was saying that this is like your cash. I would imagine, especially on DraftKings, I would imagine this is your cash game chalk, Bauer, right?
If not Carlos Martinez.
Carlos Martinez
against the Padres.
But I'm saying on DraftKings though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're
DraftKings.
So those two guys.
Yeah, either Carlos Martinez or Trevor Bauer, and maybe them both. It's only 20,006, a little higher than you want to be, but there might be enough value to make them both work.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with it, fellas. Chris Stratton of the San Francisco Giants visiting Chad Bettis of the Colorado Rockies.
Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna probably look at Stratton, or you look up Stratton and see what he throws. If he throws a curveball, I'm all in on Cargo. It's gonna happen. It's September now.
Yeah,
but
dude. He's been hitting, like, he's actually had a home run. He actually hit one like off the top of the wall the other day. But he's been hitting. He's been hitting the shit out of the ball. He's been getting walks. Like, even though he hasn't had like the massive games, he's put up points just about every game, and he's been a good play. Just he hasn't had the monster game that we've all been waiting for. But absolutely, he batted second today, I heard.
Yeah, because Blackman batted third. Yeah, somebody else led off. So
Stratton throws curves, cutter, slider, fastball. The slider's only 14%. He throws the cutter 8% of the time. He throws a curve 17% of the time. So yeah, we definitely want some lefties. Actually, the righties have been hitting Stratton for more power, but the lefties for better WOBA. So don't discriminate. Either side is fine. And I like both
on the
sides,
other side,
both bats.
The Giants too, right?
Yeah, I like the Giants bats a lot. Actually, they provide a lot of value. And Panic and Crawford have been on fire lately. Denard Span, Buster Posey's been hitting, and even like Ryder Jones is like a super value at first, third base. He's only 2,700 on DraftKings. So he helps make things work.
Says he's 2-2 on FanDuel for a player playing at Coors.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
cash games.
Ryder Jones.
Oh,
Ryder Jones.
He's got power.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think about the Giants is that even being at Coors, I don't think anybody's gonna play him. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the Indians. You're gonna go to the Rockies. You're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how popular. I don't think the Giants will be very popular tomorrow. What do you think?
No, I mean they'll have a little bit more ownership, but
you can probably pick whoever you want and not worry about it. That's my thing.
Yep, I really like the Giants a lot because they're just all super cheap. Like as we were doing the show, I built a lineup for tomorrow, and I had a lot of Giants in it. And I'm just gonna read you some of these prices, just because it's I think it's super interesting. So Joe Panic, 4K, that's a little expensive. Ryder Jones, 2,700, first or third base eligible. Brandon Crawford, 3.8 at shortstop, and he's been mashing the ball lately. So just in the last 5 games, he's got 2 homers, 1, 2, 4. In the last 4 games, he's got 2 homers, 4 doubles, been crushing the ball, 3 for 5, 2 for 4, 1 for 3, 2 for 4, 0 for 2. This guy's hot. When he's hot, he can do some damage. It's a good park for his type of the way he hits the ball. He's like a line drive hitter, so they could travel a little further, doubles turn to triples, that kind of thing. I think it's a good spot. Game stack, both sides, and on the Rockies against I like Mark Reynolds in this spot. I like Arenado, obviously. DJ LeMahieu's been really hot lately. If Pyra cracks the lineup, he'll be in play. I like both sides of this game for the bats, and I wouldn't touch either pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm with it for sure. I know Stratton has been playing a little better, but I don't necessarily know if I would trust him in court just yet to play the guy. You know what I mean? I'll give him props. He's been playing better. I just you gotta have to prove me a little bit more than you know what I'm saying? Before I trust you in course. Jake Arrieta. Was that
on this slate? There's a ton of options. Why would you do that?
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. Jake Arrieta of the Chicago Cubs visiting Chad Cool. Go ahead, Joe. Tell us about your buddy, Mr. Cool.
Well, every time Chad Cool's on, we need to put on the sweet sounds of Chad Cool. And when Chad Cool's pitching, you need to look at the Cubs, and you need to look at the righties and the lefties, because I think we can attack him, especially with the lefties. That's what Paulie said.
No righties.
So when you're sitting down with your lady tomorrow night, Play them lefties. Throw the lefty.
Throw it left.
Because Chad Cool will get lit up. But anyways, and I think Arrieta, you could play him, but I don't know. Like I like other pitchers better. I don't know. I probably might like him better, but I'm not into Arrieta right now. You let him play a little more. Just let it play.
Just let it ride.
So soothing.
Yeah. It is soothing, yeah.
But yeah, this Cubs team's been hot. You don't want any righties, but you can definitely grab some lefties. I just looked. Cole throws a lot of sinkers, and Rizzo, Happ, Avila, Hayward, and La Stella all hit the sinker very well. So those guys will be in play. Schwarber and Zobrist didn't hit it as well, so maybe the bottom of this lineup. Remember this is Pittsburgh, so you probably don't want to grab a full stack. But a mini or a one-off, Ian Happ's been just on fire lately. 514 ISO against righties in the month of August. That's something to notice. And Rizzo can hit it out of any park. But, I wouldn't go all out with the Cubs here just because it's the Pirates Stadium. And Pool's been decent. It just struggles versus the lefties. So we'll see what that lineup looks like. And on the other side, Arrieta's been very good this year, but he doesn't have a ton of strikeout upside. And I would imagine we're going to see a handful of righties because the Pirates just don't have that many lefties. And Arrieta's actually been striking out lefties at a 26% rate and righties only at a 20%. So if the Pirates throw a lefty-heavy lineup, maybe he'll be more in play here, but he's just he's a cash game guy, but just too expensive in tournaments. On DraftKings, I just wouldn't pay $11K for him. I just don't think he'll pay that off.
Man, when you guys spoke for some reason, I don't know, it just sounded really smooth. I don't know what it was. I like the half eye roll Joe just did. He just Oh, man. Yeah, man. Chad Cole. Strong wins in Pittsburgh. We don't see that a ton, but they're not really useful.
Strong wins where? Blown out?
No. Blowing right to left. It's it's not even useful. But it's 12-mile-an-hour wins. You don't see that too often over there.
I just think Arrieta's too expensive. He'll probably have a decent game.
Yo, why? Why though? Why is he so expensive? He hasn't really done much. I don't think he's earned that salary.
Good. He's been good, but not.
But he's not putting up 60s and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
He's priced with like Scherzer and those guys. Maybe not on DraftKings anymore, but he was at one time. But what the hell has he done? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. He's he's got a ton of 22s. That's
yeah, dude.
That's what you can count on. He doesn't have a single game in the 30s. His highest was 26. So yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just I don't see. And if it was a lefty, we'd be interested against the Pirates. But against a righty, I just don't see the K potential here. And I'm not going to pay 11.4 for him. If you're up there, you just grab Carlos Martinez, and he doesn't work for me.
With it, man. I'm extra with it. I think Joe's with it. Joe's with something. I'm going to give you some cramp time with that right quick. There you go. Jam it out, brother. Do your thing as we take a little sip of water. Moving on to the next game.
What's the next game?
Parker Bridwell of the Los Angeles Angels, who are in the hunt, visiting Chris Smith of the Oakland Athletics. Patio Joe.
All right. Parker Bridwell. I'm trying to think. Didn't he pitch against the same team last week? I'm trying to think. Let's see. I think he did. And he didn't do very well. Getting up his game logs. Yes, he pitched 3 innings against this same Oakland team last week, and he gave up 7 runs and 6 hits. So I think that you can stack these A's because now he's going on the road. So usually that means worse. But, the A's can always strike out a lot too. So if I maybe a mini stack here and there. Chris Davis, you're still on my hit list. God, why don't you ever do anything when I play you? But anyways, I like the A's tomorrow. And like we're saying, the Angels, man, they're sneaky in that wild card race right now, and I think that obviously Trout's in play. You can always play Trout. It's finding who to play with him around him. Now that you got Upton, I like that. It's not bad. So yeah, this game is an interesting game, and I don't know if very many people will go to it.
Yeah, it's an interesting point for sure. Paulie, what do you think?
Yeah, actually, both these guys faced each other a week ago, and the game went 10-8. There was home runs galore. Both pitchers got lit up, and like Joe said, the Angels are in this race, and they've been hot. So I'm interested in some Angels. Cole Calhoun, Justin Upton, Mike Trout, and C.J. Cron's been on fire. So those are my favorite Angels. And then Oakland's been hot as well. If Matt Joyce gets a good lineup spot, he'd be in play. Chris Davis always in play, and Matt Olson, if he's in the top 6, I'd play him as well. I like him a lot. He's outfield, first base eligible on DraftKings. Those are 3 A's I would play. Less likely to stack A's, maybe just a one-off or a 2-man. And even with the Angels in this park, it wouldn't be a full stack, but 2 or 3-man could work. And like Joe said, it's going to be low owned.
Yeah, man, definitely. One thing about Chris Smith is that we haven't really seen the ability to strike out guys. So the Angels seem like kind of a really good, like a really bad matchup for him because they don't strike out and he don't strike out nobody. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just seems like a rough situation for him. Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals visiting Luis Perdomo of the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I was thinking about this today. Carlos Martinez is obviously in a really good spot, and his last start came against the Milwaukee Brewers, who strike out a lot, just like these same Padres. But he still gave up 3 runs, and he only went 5 and gave 10 hits and 29 fantasy points. And this Padres club is just coming off of a weekend where they've won like 3 or 4 against the Dodgers, and so they're pretty confident right now. So I would just maybe just pause when it comes to C-Mart right now. And I've watched him all year. I have him on a lot of my seasonal teams. So I'm not as high on him as I was in the beginning of the year. So I just don't think that his upside tomorrow is it's not very high. I just don't know. The Padres are a pretty confident bunch, and I think that they could get to him tomorrow. What do you think, Paulie? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. It's like there's more risk than I think the public will anticipate.
Exactly.
And,
that's right there. You're right.
I think there is massive upside, but there's also downside. He could put up a 60 on FanDuel tomorrow in this game, but we wouldn't be surprised if he only got like a 25. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's been, let's see. Yeah, he's been very dominant against righties. He strikes him out at 28%. Lefties, 21%. And they got 194 ISO, 349 WOBA. So, we'll see the lineup. If the Padres, happen to go righty heavy, I'd be more inclined to play him. We'll see what the umpire is. But he's definitely in play. I think he's, one of 2 cash game pitchers for tomorrow, or maybe one of 3 if you want to throw Arrieta in there on FanDuel. I don't know what his price is. But on DraftKings, in my opinion, he's got a little bit more risk than people think, and he'll probably be very popular because people just, take elite pitchers against the Padres. So we'll see. See where the line goes. We'll see what kind of umpire he gets, what kind of lineup they put out. He could be a smart fade tomorrow, or he might be the right play. We'll see. But the lineup I built had, Trevor Bauer and Jake Junis or Mark Leiter getting 2 cheaper pitchers so I can get a piece of Coors and some of the Yankees bats that I wanted. So, going away from the 2 high-end pitchers tomorrow might be the right move on this slate. We'll see. We'll see how the lines move and the umps and all that good stuff. But
yeah,
it's not just like a lock, throw them in your lineup. I agree.
Yeah, Padres. Another thing is there is a tropical storm off the coast of Baja right now. So I don't know how bad it is, but it has been more humid in Southern California the last few days, especially down in San Diego. There was some there was like lightning and thunderstorms in Southern California today, which actually helped the fires that were actually in Southern California. So,
what do you think about the Cardinals bats? Do you have any interest in them? Perdomo's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I want to look at what Perdomo throws and what's his best pitch, and then if any of these Cardinals mash it, I think the wind, the weather, it could be something to go to. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind it because the Cardinals are hot. And
yeah, I mean, if it was a lefty, like he gets 60% ground balls versus righties. The Cardinals are very righty heavy. I don't think I would play Perdomo, but I don't know if I'm gonna really look to attack him all that much. Like, I could see doing like a Fowler or Carpenter, like one-off play, but I don't think I would stack the Cardinals against a righty that gets 60% ground balls against righties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for sure. All right, so that's the early slate. We got through one of them, and now this next one's going to be a breeze, bro, because it's only like 5 games.
No, there's 6 games, and it's funny that there's this one game that's left out then in both slates. It's, unless you want to play, it's Houston-Seattle.
Yeah, it's a 640. They never put those on the main slates.
Yeah.
It's not on the main slates, and it's not on the DK slate either then.
We're going to skip it. It's only on like the early only or whatever. All right, so on to the main slate. We got AJ Cole of the Washington Nationals visiting Adam Conley of the Miami Marlins.
Adam Conley is throwing against the Nationals again. I swear.
Yo, we did. We just talked about this.
Again. What the?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
He's throwing against them the 9th of August and then the 30th, and now he's throwing against them again. Like, if I was a pitcher, I'm like, God damn it. Why the fuck am I always throwing against these guys? But, they've been, like, the Nationals have just been, like, weird to, like, figure out. I think if you want to attack them, you can. Conley pitches better at home. So until, like, some of these bats get back, I guess if you like them. AJ Cole, he's nothing special. So, first of all, I want everybody to just tweet Gady if he's playing Stanton. If he is, fade. If he's not, play. Just ask him first. Ask Gady.
That's real Slim Gady.
The Gady is like the Stanton non-whisperer or something like that.
Yeah, he's like the Stanton Antichrist.
If he's playing Stanton, you don't play him, and if he is playing Stanton, then if he isn't, then we're all
Paulie. In the month of August, Gady played him a few times in August and never got anything more than a 0. In August, Stanton.
In August, when the guy was going bananas, that's hilarious.
I mean, come on. Like, he just has the worst luck with the guy. And don't get me wrong, he's done okay. It's not like he's been terrible, but like, just with Stanton, just does nothing with Stanton, bro. Like, he got Cuse good the other night. Cuse was like, bro, you playing him? He's like, I don't think so. And then he ended up playing him. So Cuse played him, and he got a 0. Cuse was like, and sure enough, Gady's like, oh yeah, the curse is still on. And then Cuse was like, yo, you said you weren't gonna play him. It's becoming a real thing.
All right, so we'll get the update on Gady for sure.
The Gady update.
We'll make sure
by
the Y stream.
Conley is a reverse splits guy. He actually pitches much better versus righties and struggles versus lefties and in the power department. So I mean that I don't know. I'm just not interested in the Nationals, but I won't be pitching Conley. And AJ Cole, I think I will be picking on with Gordon, Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna, the top 4.
Yeah.
Unless Gady's playing Stanton.
Unless Gady's playing Disclaimer. One guy worth noting, Howie Kendrick has been a lefty masher, man. He's just been absolutely destroyer of all lefties. I'm looking at the projected lineup, and it's like Trey Turner, Defoe, Murphy. Like, those 3 guys, I don't think I would want to play regardless. I hate playing Trey Turner against lefties, man. He does not do shit against lefties. And so, like, if I was going to play the Nats, which I don't mind, like, they've seen Conley enough. You'd think they know him by now. I mean, come on. Like, literally every other week they're pitching to the guy. But, like, Zimmerman, Rendon, Kendrick, I'm hoping that you see, like, maybe like a 4, 5, 6 there. You know what I mean? And just kind of attack it that way. But, I think Rob in the chat, he said it pretty much, like, on the money. Washington can get 10 runs or 10 strikeouts. It's just like, that's what they've become, especially without Harper. So, yeah, man, that's one worth digging in tomorrow for sure. But the most important news that we're going to be waiting on is the Gady factor. Most important thing. J.A. Happ, the lefty from the Toronto Blue Jays, visiting Rick Porcello of the Boston Red Sox. Just a day of rematches. That's what this is.
Yeah, damn it. You pitched against them on the 30th, too. 25 points. I feel like, can we just rewind it to 5 days ago? Me and TK were on there.
Yeah.
I think it was it the dive right in one? That could have been it.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, that was a classic.
Just dive right in, spread the legs, find the clitty, play the slate.
There it is, yeah.
So I'm telling you, it is, oh, God. I want to play Hat, but I can't. It's just this Red Sox team. I want to look up this stuff. I think last week I had some numbers on him and he looked better, and it just I didn't play him. So I like Nunez. I like Rajay Davis. My God, he's still 2.5. That's awesome. And Mookie Betts, cool. On the other side, Porcello's got some bad BVP against some of these guys. So if you want to stack up Jays, stack them up.
Yeah. Chris Young, decent value bat on the Red Sox, has very good BVP against Happ.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd pitch either of these guys. Both these teams have been hitting the ball well. And, good ballpark for bats. I don't know. I guess Rick Porcello is possibly in play. We'll see what kind of lineup Toronto puts out there. But Bautista, Justin Smoke, these guys hit him very well. I don't think they're either in play, and I don't think either bats are a full stack for me either. But we'll see tomorrow based on lineup umps and all that good stuff.
Did Porcello? He had a really good game recently, didn't he?
Yes.
It was against Toronto. It was
against Toronto.
7
It
Ks.
was a great game. 6.2, 7 Ks, win, quality start, 1 earned run, 6 hits. Decent.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for him, for what we've seen from him this year, that was kind of a great game. That was the best game he had in a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I don't know. It seems like maybe, not that he'll be chalk, but maybe more inflated than he should be, with considering that there's going to be 11-mile-per-hour winds blowing out to left. Yeah, the Blue Jays only projected for 4.1 runs. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that we could see a lot more runs here, but then again, both of these teams have their moments, man. Like, sometimes they're just off, and like especially Toronto. Doesn't it seem like when Toronto like does good, it's usually just 2 or 3 guys out of the whole lineup that contribute to that fully. You know, it's like you got Morales hitting 3 freaking home runs, you know, to help them put up X amount. But like, I feel like it's rare that you've seen a Toronto Blue Jays stack win anybody, like a full stack, win anybody anything. You know what I'm saying? And like the Red Sox, man, they've been burning people's money all year. But Rajay Davis, Nunez, like they made some additions. And the Red Sox are still in play. It's just not the same Red Sox that people are used to. Maybe it's not Betts and Pedroia and those guys, you know? But yeah, man, that should be an interesting game, so to say the least. Jose Berrios of the Minnesota Twins visiting Alex Cobb of the Tampa Bay Rays. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so first of all, guys, on a 5-game slate, I don't necessarily recommend playing heavy cash game volume. It's kind of hard to get off, you know, trying to find a little bit different options. So tone it down a little bit, go GPP. You are going to play cash tomorrow. I got to look at Berrios. He is facing a team that strikes out a lot. He's coming off a great performance where he scored 64 points against another team that strikes out a lot. And on tomorrow on the slate, I got to go with Berrios with what the options are. He'll probably be the chalkiest, but when you're going on a 5-game slate on FanDuel, there's not much Ellos. And I'm looking at the other pitchers. I guess Porcello and Conley are the other guys. Oh, don't forget, we got the Dick coming up, but we'll see about that. But I don't know. I like Berrios tomorrow. And then on the other side, who's pitching for Tampa? Alex Cobb. Yeah, I'm looking for guys that hit fly balls off of Cobb stuff because he's a fly ball pitcher. So obviously some of the Twins might be in play. We could see how they could score upwards of 10 runs a lot. They've done it multiple times this year. So look at the Twins tomorrow. I always like the Twins.
Yes, you do. Paulie D, what you think, man?
Yeah, I think you'll see Berrios be very popular, against the Tampa Bay team that strikes out a ton. Berrios, if you want to pick on him, it would be with a lefty bat, I don't mind guys like Kiermaier, Duda. I think the Tampa Bay could be an interesting contrarian stack on this slate, leveraging against probably the most popular pitcher. Tampa Bay, they've been better since Kiermaier came back, and their team, that when you nail their stack, you get a ton of points because it's mostly home runs. They've got a bunch of lefties that could do well in this game. Duda, Kiermaier, Morrison, Dickerson, Brad Miller. I think they'd be an interesting way to approach this slate. It'll be low owned for even 4 or 5 game slate, and if it goes off, it could win you the slate. On the other hand, I wouldn't be shocked to see Berrios do well. He's been pitching excellent of late. 84 exit velocity, 168 distance, 24% hard hit rate. The distance and exit velocity is super elite. So if he gets a good umpire, I understand going that way as well. We'll have to see. Like, you really could go either side, but I get the Berrios play. It makes a lot of sense. And, on DraftKings, you could still change it up with the other pitcher and your stacks. So I'll let you know tomorrow how I feel. But, I can understand both sides. I'm really not that interested in the Twins bats, though. Cobb, actually, you want to pick on with righties. So maybe like a Dozier and what's his name?
Buxton.
Outfielder Buxton. Yeah, maybe those guys will be in play, a little lower owned than like the lefties on this team. But Cobb's actually been doing pretty well. It's a big park. I think he's a pitcher I'd be interested in actually tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just go ahead.
Sorry. I was just saying one other thing, guys. Just like I say, I've been saying ever since we've really, I've been coming on here. If every pitcher's under 10K, find the cheapest one and stack against it. And that's just the way you can be as chalky as you want with everywhere else, and you can win a GPP that way. And that's what happens tomorrow. I think Berrios is going to be the chalkiest pitcher. Stack against them for the team.
I do think I was just going to ask you guys, like, don't you think it's weird that Berrios is an underdog to Cobb?
Yeah, and like the Twins only have a 4 implied total, and the Tampa has a 4-4.
Yeah, man, that's weird. The Twins have been hot as hell, man. They've been putting up massive amounts of runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I we'll see where Vegas goes throughout the day, but I almost think I would stack Tampa on this slate, and that would be my way to try and approach it. And if they go off, it's an easy route to the top because most people won't have that.
At least a mini stack, man, because Kiermaier, Duda, Lomo specifically, those 3 who happen to all be left-handed have been fire.
Yep.
And then of course Souza, who hits righties significantly better than he even hits lefties.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys, man. Like, at least a mini stack, I think, in tournaments is definitely in play.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Andrew Kashner versus Cuse's boy, the Dick.
The Dick.
Cuse is the Dick Whisperer.
Yes.
So we need him on here. But in all seriousness, he gets this dude right, man. He does. Cuse definitely, he always gets this guy right. So I'm curious to see if he thinks Dick's in play against Texas, because I can't see it. But Cuse has said, man, when Cuse speaks to the Dick, he's usually accurate.
Let's see. We're waiting for it. Is Cuse on the Dick? We'll be waiting.
He hates the Dick tomorrow.
Okay, that's it. That's done.
It's done, bro.
Stack it.
He hates the Dick tomorrow.
Freaking Rangers, then. Follow the cues on a few things. You just don't question him on. Follow him. Don't question him on that, dude. When he gets fired up, the accent comes out. Like last night in the Periscope, I'm gonna kill those motherfuckers. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take their heads and I'm gonna pound them like this. And then Mrs. Q was gonna take them. She's gonna pound them like this. It was crazy.
Yo. He definitely did have like this little tough guy accent just popped out and the beast was coming out, bro. The beast was coming out.
When fuck with me, I'm gonna take them out, those motherfuckers. I was like, whoa, damn. I was like, shit. Don't want to mess with the beast. That's all I gotta say.
Don't want to mess with the beast, bro. So about this game.
Oh, I know. As this podcast is going over an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So I think, I like it because Kashner can sometimes be like, Cy Kashner at home. So if he could stay away from, he might be a decent option. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy at this point. But I think you could, Freeman's good. But yeah, let's look at these Rangers now. Now that the Qs don't like the Dick.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, I just scrolled through the Rangers. None of them do well against the knuckleball, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to find a few to like stack up, but maybe we just don't pitch Dickey, but we don't attack him either. We'll see. If there's a bunch of humidity tomorrow, then I guess we'd have to find a decent stack out of the Rangers lineup to go with. On the other side, who's pitching for the Braves? I mean, Cashner? Yeah, I think Cashner's in play here, especially if we get a righty-heavy lineup. He does very, very well versus righties, and he's been pitching great lately. It's like an SB2 guy on DK. I wouldn't pitch him on FanDuel because he's not going to get strikeouts, but 86 exit velocity, 15% hard hit rate last 30 days. He's been good. So as long as, it's not a big humid situation and there's not a ton of lefties in that lineup, he could be a good SB2 option if you do want to pay up for, like, Arios or Hill on this slate.
I'd tell you one thing, man. All that bull about Freddie Freeman and his wrists. The minute that report went public, the dude's been mashing. Like, he's just mashing lefties at that, bro. He's been killing it, man. He's not going crazy with home runs, but he's getting a crap ton of doubles, RBIs. He's getting it done. I don't know if maybe he changed his swing. Maybe there's a little bit less power there, but he's figuring out a way to get it done. And it was funny because it was there were rumors about his wrist. Nobody caught on. Then he went kind of cold, and then it was public. Yeah, his wrist is jacked up. And then literally the next game, he started just mashing again. He had a home run literally the next game, I think. He had a home run the next day off a lefty in Wrigley Field. But yeah, man. So Q says no dick. I'm cool with that. And I don't necessarily want to go all the way away from these Rangers. I think this is to me it seems like a great time. Odor just seems like a bottom of the order, small park, favorable to lefties. You know what I'm saying? And when I play Texas, I prefer their lefties, Joey Gallo, Mazzara, Chu. So, I know, to me, the knuckleball is just such a small sample, and every knuckleball is different. Maybe you can't hit this guy's knuckleball, but this guy's knuckleball, it moves differently than you can. So, I don't know if I want to shy away, completely. I'm not saying that I want, Cuse is saying, Carlos Gomez is 8 for 16 against Dickey. Nice. So, I don't want to rule them out completely, but at the same time, I definitely don't want to go, fully on them and get burnt by them, because nothing is worse than getting burnt by Dick. There's nothing worse.
Carlos Gomez would be the guy that I would want to play. Sure.
Yeah, I could see that, especially if they have him in front of Gallo.
Gomez, Andrews, Gallo, Mazzara, those kind of 2 through 4, 2 through 5, something like that. I'm fine with.
For sure. Robbie Ray of the Arizona Diamondbacks visiting Rich Hill of Patio Joe's Los Angeles Dodgers.
Well, we have another rematch of last week where Rich Hill, vaginitis of the vagina now, got lit up again against these Arizona teams. So I'm not playing Hill tomorrow, but I'm not playing the Diamondbacks either. I think he's going to come back with a decent performance. I just don't think he has much of a ceiling tomorrow against these Diamondbacks. Maybe one-offs. I could see a JD or a Pollock or something like that. But on the other hand, Robbie Ray, this is 10th time he's thrown against the Dodgers too. And he pitched pretty good against them last time out. 57 points, 10 strikeouts, 6 2/3. This is a big series for both teams because Dodgers just got swept last weekend against the same Diamondbacks. So they're coming to Chavez Ravine, and the Dodgers want to basically put them away and clinch this week the West. So I could see this being a big series. So I'm not pitching Ray either tomorrow because I think the Dodgers are going to come back. Bellinger's back in the lineup now, so it makes the lineup better. So I am pretty much off this game.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree. I think Rich Hill does have the upside. If Arizona struggles, they do strike out a lot. If he gets a good umpire, he could be in play for me. But, I really I'm interested in the Dodgers bats, actually. I think they'll be low owned. I think everybody's going to be looking to try and pitch Ray. And Kike Hernandez crushes Ray. I want some Justin Turner, some Forsythe. Like you said, this is a big series. They got Bellinger back. I think I like the Dodgers tomorrow against Ray and have no interest in pitching Ray.
Man, I have to have interest in Ray, and the reason is because I keep on like trying to not against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers just it's like 13 strikeouts the last time he was in LA. 6 innings, that's it. 13 strikeouts in 6 innings, and then he comes back at home in Arizona and 6 2/3 gets 10 strikeouts. So the reason I have interest in Ray, especially like on FanDuel, is because I feel like his floor is super high. Because if the Dodgers like okay, maybe he gives up 4 runs, if he gets 10, 11, 12 strikeouts and gives up 4 runs, I still feel like that's relatively high of a floor. Like, I still feel I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that'll kill me. So, like, I know, like, he might be chalk, but, and he's, you know, people are going to expect a third, but, like, it's kind of the same thing with Dickey, right? Like, the first time Dickey played the Phillies, like, Cuse was trying to say, yo, it's a thing, you know, he crushes the Phillies. All right, I'm not playing the Dick. Second time, I'm not playing the Dick. Third time, I said, screw it, I'm playing the Dick. And he put up another 48, 50 points, whatever. I think 60 points, actually. So it's like, you know, it's one of them situations where I don't think I want to go. I get where you guys are coming from, and I think Kike is a good play regardless, just because he does seem to own this guy. But, like, I don't think I think, like, even though I have interest in a couple of these Dodgers, I don't think I could stack them for that reason. You know what I mean? Like, this Ray, I just feel like Ray's floor is just super high. And I do agree with you guys on Rich Hill. Like, I definitely do agree. I mean, I know, you know, Cuse has a very friendly nickname for him. I mean, I'm sorry, Joe has a friendly nickname for him. Was it vaginitis of the fingers, I believe? That's his...
Yes.
Yeah, so like, that makes me not want to play him so much when I hear that. But, like, Paulie, you said it, like, I think last week, Arizona against lefties, they've been striking out a ton. And, like, Rich Hill is a guy that, like, I know before he had the vaginitis issue, he was just like, he was good, man. He was like strikeout heavy, dude. Like, just striking everybody out. So I definitely see the potential there, and I don't mind like just trying to get different and going to the other side of this game and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna pivot over and play Rich Hill. We see that happen all the time, where like there's a super popular elite guy and he has a good game, but then the guy that's against him ends up having a better game. So I could see something like that, but I don't think I could fully fade Ray just because, man. Okay. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the question: if we're fading Berrios because we like the Rays, who are we pitching then on FanDuel?
That's my point. I would rather fade Berrios than fade Ray in this situation.
All right, I understand. I can agree with that.
You could pitch Rich Hill or Alex Cobb.
Yeah, no. I think that those are definitely viable options. But
I could also masturbate with sandpaper too. You can tell I started laughing before I even.
He knew that was coming already. He knew that was. He was like, "This is coming." He was like, "The sandpaper is coming."
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm like, you can also masturbate with sandpaper.
Yeah. When you heard that, but like, I listen. I definitely think. Yeah, no. I definitely think that Rich Hill is like certainly in play. I like Rich Hill as a GPP option. I'm just saying that, like, if I was gonna make 3 lineups, right, Ray would make one of them. You know what I'm saying? He would make one of those 3. I wouldn't like avoid. Berrios wouldn't make any for me, but Ray would make at least one. With that said, I'm probably gonna do one lineup, and I don't know that Ray will be the one guy because I like the odds too. Look, Rich Hill's a huge favorite. Arizona's not projected for shit. They've been terrible on the road. They got the revenge factor. They just got their ass whooped. That's not their thing.
And they're just coming out of Coors.
Coming out of Coors, that's very real, man. That thing has been boom, the hangover.
Booyakashaya.
Play Rich
I think
Hill.
Rich Hill just went to the top of the list, man.
There you go, right there.
But I still like Ray over Berrios. Let me make that clear. Get that out there. Whoosh. Paulie, at least give me that, bro.
Hughes,
Ray over Berrios?
I do. I like Ray over Berrios.
There we go. But yeah, Rich Hill, man. I think I'm with you guys with the Rich Hill. What?
Hughes,
for me,
talk to us
me,
about
it's either Rich Hill or Cobb on this slate pitching wise.
Yeah. The Cobb is gonna be sneaky, bro. Like, he's gonna be the guy. No way. Like, some people will play Rich Hill because he's got history. Nobody will play Cobb tomorrow against the Twins. I don't think anybody's gonna play them. And yo, man, he's really turned it around. He's another guy, man. Like Homer Bailey. At one time, he was actually good, Alex Cobb. You know what I mean? So it's like eventually he's gonna figure out how to adapt to the way he has to pitch and all that stuff. But anyway, this was we're about an hour and 20 in. So we're going to wrap this up by playing the DraftKings Pick'em contest. We're only going to do the 5-game slate just because it'll be good for longer. Like if we do the 1 o'clock, then people are going to, why would they listen? By the time they listen to this, it might be over. So we will do a Pick'em lineup right quick, fellas. You ready?
Yep. It's always good for longer.
It definitely is. So we got 4 pitching options in Tier 1. I think I know what the consensus is going to be here, but we got Jose Barrios, Robbie Ray, Rich Hill, and Steven Strasburg. Strasburg?
Strasburg?
Yeah, he's not pitching him. Cole, right? It's probably going to be Cole. So Strasburg apparently was going to pitch, but I think it's going to be Cole. So I'm assuming Rich Hill is going to be the guy everybody picks anyway, based off of what we just talked about.
I want Rich Hill.
Rich Hill.
No, everybody's going to go Barrios, right?
No. I'm saying like everybody's
going
going to
us.
Yeah, I'm talking about us.
Yes, us.
We just talked about Rich Hill, so I'm saying like
yes, we're all about the vagina tomorrow.
We're all about it. I know who Paulie's gonna want here: Porcello, Happ, Cobb, Conley, Dickey, and Cashner.
Cobb.
Born
on the Cobb.
Put that cone up on that Cobb. Alex Cobb. All right. Tier 3: Byron Buxton, Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, Giancarlo Stanton. Yo, we got to make a quick phone call. One of you guys want to call Gabe? No, I'm just kidding. Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman.
It depends too who's pitching. Like if it's AJ Cole, I'll take Stanton all day. But if it's Strasburg or this guy Fede, I don't know, maybe not.
Chris Fede, yeah. DraftKings says that they have Strasburg as the pitcher, but then the opponent for Turner, for Stanton, they have Fede, and then Labs has Cole. It's all jacked up over there, bro.
Let me see I would say Freddie Freeman. Who'd you guys say?
I like Freddie.
FanDuel has Fede.
Nice.
Let you know that. And then let's see, who do they have? Who's the other supposed to be pitching against him? Conley.
Yeah. No, I was saying DraftKings. They have the pitcher set for Steven Strasburg, but then the opponent on the Miami players is Fede. And then Fantasy Labs, who they've been the most accurate, to be honest. AJ Cole. They have AJ Cole, and they've been the most accurate all season.
Okay. Those bastards. All right.
So, Freeman or Stanton?
I say Freeman.
I like Freeman. Okay, I like Freeman too. Freeman's probably my favorite there. Mookie Betts, Josh Donaldson, Brian Dozier, Anthony Rendon, Howie Kendrick, and Sin-Soo Choo. I like Kendrick, but I want to hear your guys' takes.
I go with Kendrick, Choo, or what are the first two?
Betts and Donaldson.
Donaldson. I like Donaldson. He's hot. Been hot.
I don't mind that.
I'd go Choo or Donaldson.
We'll go with Donaldson.
Donaldson. Okay.
Yeah, we could settle for Donaldson. Benintendi, Justin Smoke, JD Martinez, Curtis Granderson, Daniel Murphy, and Elvis Andrus.
Smoke.
Justin Smoke.
Smoke Dog Millionaire. I'm with it. Tier 6, we have Eduardo Nunez, Jorge Polanco, AJ Pollock, Jake Lamb, Chris Taylor, and Justin Turner.
Chris Taylor.
I like Nunez.
I like Logan Morrison in that one.
Where do you see Logan Morrison?
Oh wait, I'm in the wrong tier. Sorry.
I would have liked him too.
Ahead.
I would have liked him though.
Ahead. I like Justin Turner here.
Oh, okay.
Classic Paulie.
Classic Paulie. So we all three picked different guys: Nunez, Taylor, and Turner. So let's narrow this down. I don't know how we would do that. So you know what? You guys both like Dodgers, so we'll stick with the Dodger theme. We'll just have to pick one of these guys. So I guess I'm the deciding vote.
I'm fine with Taylor.
I like Taylor.
There it is. Boom. Like That's how it's done. Jose Bautista, Logan Morrison, Eduardo Escobar, Steven Souza, D. Gordon, Joey Gallo. I know Paulie likes Lomo. Are you cool with Lomo?
Yeah, I'm cool with Lomo.
I'm cool with Lomo.
He's hot. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Kendrys Morales, Max Kepler, Lucas Duda, Odor, Mazzara, and Ciarte.
I would say Kendrys Morales.
Judah.
I like Duda too. I mean, it's just weird. Like I feel like what are
the
the
only format we can get Duda and Lomo. So
that is true. That is true. So we'll do it. We'll get funky with it. All right, there you have it. Rich Hill, Alex Cobb, Freddie Freeman, Josh Donaldson, Justin Smoke, Chris Taylor, Logan Morrison, Lucas Duda. Oh wait, are you not allowed to play? Like wait, the max is 2, right, from each team? Somebody left that as feedback, so I don't think we can play Duda. I heard like for this format, you can only have like 2 max of a player from each team.
You can't stack
because we had Cobb, so we couldn't use. We can't lose Lomo and Duda. So I guess Morales, all right?
Go Morales then. Morales.
I guess oh no, because now we got that's the third Blue Jay. You can't do that either. Mazzara, Inciarte, Odor, Kepler. Those are the options.
No, let's go back to the Donaldson tier. That was like tier 5, I think.
Tier 4.
Yes.
Tier 4.
Put in Howie Kendrick.
Let's go to Chew. Let's go to Chew. Or if you want a Kendrick, I'm fine. But I like Chew.
We could throw in Chew. I'm cool with it. So then we're gonna switch this to Duda or Morales. Oh wait, Morales because we got rid of Donaldson. So
we got rid of Donaldson. It's got to be Morales.
Boom, updated. This one is not against the rules. Rich Hill, Alex Cobb, Freeman, Chew, Smoke, Taylor, Lomo, Morales. Joe, give me a booyaka shot one more time.
Booyakashaya.
Boom.
Less than 96 hours, Patio Joe will be in Las Vegas.
Oh, God help us all, bro. But mostly you. You'll need it the most. Hey, man, this was fun, man. You know, I know this was a longer show, but like I feel like we kind of took our time and really dug in and gave some more solid opinions and takes. So I appreciate y'all's time, of course.
We're going to do a live stream for the early tomorrow.
Yeah, man. If you're up for it, I'm down. If you're up for it, that's for the members only, guys. So if you're not a member, go ahead sign up. And Paulie and I would do an early slate, and for the before the 1:00 games for DraftKings, of course. And we'll do a live stream for the members, man. We do it for the nation. We do it all for the nation. Guys, don't forget the NFL package is up. It's available. We are going to have NFL projections for both DraftKings and FanDuel. We're going to have an advanced stat sheet for DraftKings and FanDuel. It would be extremely useful. We're going to have the consensus top 5 player rankings from our experts. We're going to have cash game articles, site-specific, GPP articles, site-specific. We're going to have the Wise stream on Sundays. We're going to have every Wednesday night, we're going to do a live NFL podcast like we do here. We're going to do those on Wednesdays. And to be honest, this is actually probably going to be the last MLB live show. We are going to be switching the live show to football, and we're going to try to make it, half of a recap, half of a preview of the upcoming week. So we're going to continue the baseball podcast, obviously in between there on days when we don't do football, but we obviously have to make that switch. So there it is, the sweet, smooth sounds of the NFL Week 1 season. But guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, subscribe there. Give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts. It's fun as always. Appreciate it.
You want some football? You guys want some football songs? How about this? You get ready for football?
Oh, I'm ready. This song is what I hear when I wake up in the morning, knowing football is coming up, son. I wake up with that all day. There you go. For Paulie, for Patio Joe, for myself, and the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.